I just realized that we haven't seen. Has Terzio come into this show since the Giants have made the playoffs and Jets have taken the plunge?
Yeah, he kept popping in saying Jets, LOL. But he wrote LOL afterwards. Yeah, he wrote LOL afterwards.
All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome on into another edition of We Stomped You Out, a playoff edition for the very first time in our history. I am Steve. I got Timmy T right on over here. What's up, Timmy?
What up?
Playoff time.
I'm sharing.
When we first started this show, we didn't know we were gonna have to wait all this time to hit the playoffs. But anyway, Dave, right on down there. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I mean,
the troll of all trolls.
I expected this weight. Look who our quarterback is.
Troll. I want a troll sound effect to come on every time Dave talks. Like a little giggle or something.
And it just so happens that my little son is very into the Trolls movie right now. That's how I was so quickly able to send that picture the other day. It wasn't that I went to pop on the movie. It was right there. So. All right, plenty to talk about today from Daniel Jones and Saquon hitting the playoffs for the very first time to the head coach hitting the playoffs for the very first time as a head coach. What's the plan? A lot of money, a lot of bets heading on the Giants right now. Is that a good or a bad thing? And then we'll take a look back at some prominent first playoff games for some quarterbacks in the history of the Giants and some running backs in the history of the Giants.
That means are we going to talk about Tiki? How he retracted his statement already?
Son
of a bitch! Why does he want us to hate him? Why does he want us to hate him so much? I don't know. He's so self-destructive. It's unbelievable.
He was the one exactly. He's the one who led with that charge. So you've reached further than you thought you were going to reach. This is
Look, addition by subtraction.
He's got to be a pain in the ass.
It's not a coincidence he leaves and we win a Super Bowl, let alone another one 4 years later. It's not a coincidence.
Boom. Yeah, so we'll get into all that, and then what's the plan? Come Sunday against the Vikings, they're going to be another wide receiver that flashed some greatness last week, some greatness in the end zone. And even though this game mattered not against the Eagles, we'll still do a little good, bad, and ugly from the game because there was a little bit of each. It was a meaningless, made fun at the end game, I guess. So leave you to take it away, Timmy.
I'm going to be honest with you. First of all, I did not watch a lot of this game right now because I was more interested in a lot of the other stuff that was going on. Once you see who our quarterback was, I was like, no. That's the ugly part right off the bat. Then you got Tyrod Taylor sitting there all year ready to play. Then you bring a guy off the street, basically, Peterman, to play your final game. We can't get Tyrod Taylor hurt. Is that what it is? God forbid, but I don't know. Bringing Peterman in to play the last game, he looked every bit as what he was advertised to be coming off the street or whatever the hell he came from. Good. We didn't get our asses kicked. The defense still wanted to play. First string, the second string, third string. They wanted to play. They wanted to beat the Eagles. The Eagles were just too tough, especially in the first quarter. Those guys wanted to do what they did. Ugly. I don't know. What can we really say was ugly? Ugly? Not too much ugly. When you don't start your starters, I really can't give me an ugly thing. Like I said, we hung in there. We scored that one late touchdown, which was ridiculous. And it's going to be expected. I expected like 35-0, to be honest with you, 35-3, 10. So the fact that we hung in there, hey, good for them. I think that's a good indication of the second stringers want to play, the third stringers want to play. Even though Philly pulled their guys too after a while, but still, I like the way it looks going into Minnesota. Because if there's one team in the NFC that I know we can beat, well, two teams I know we can beat. Minnesota's one and Seahawks are the other. So anything above that, I'm scared shitless. Other than that, I know we can beat Minnesota and Seattle.
Well, we can leave it to the troll. Maybe the troll found something that was ugly in the game. Maybe Daniel Jones wasn't standing close enough to Brian Daboll the whole game. Maybe
he wasn't holding, his pocket like how he normally does. No, I mean, again, like Timmy said, it wasn't any of our starters out there. I mean, Kenny Golladay finally got a touchdown.
I'm sorry. I forgot to mention that. He got the touchdown. I forgot to mention that.
And, I mean, honestly, Davis Webb looked just as good as Daniel Jones. He had a throwing touchdown, no interception, had a rushing touchdown. I'm pretty sure, it just says a lot about who can just step up there and, look, playing against the Eagles. Made it a lot closer than that, what was it, 48-22 loss? Back when it mattered. Just, just going to throw that out there.
Oh, that was early on. We didn't hit our stride yet.
And also, I don't think we would beat the comeback player of the year in the playoffs. Just putting that out there, too.
Oh, you doubt your team. You doubt your team against Geno.
Comeback player of the year.
Please. He's garbage.
All right, well, look, so there are I was just looking at this before we started. There's only 17 guys on the roster that have had any playoff experience. So that's what we're kind of looking at right now. But I want to go. I wanted to look at some of the past playoff, very first playoff games at different positions. So, quarterback Phil Simms, his first playoff game was a win at the Rams in 1984 around Christmas time when it was a shorter season back then. He was played great, 22 of 31, 71% completion, 179 yards, 85% quarterback rating, and no interceptions, no touchdowns either. But it was a victory, so that's all good, right? I also looked at one Jeff Hostetler, Mr. Jeff Hostetler, 1990. It was a game against the Bears. That obviously the Giants won all their playoff games that year. So they beat the Bears 31-3. He was obviously not needed after a while, but he was 10 of 17, 58% completion, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 117 passer rating.
17 throws. That's crazy to think of nowadays.
Yeah.
Right? And that was that might have been game pace. They were already up 31-3. But in the next couple of games, he had 27 attempts in the championship game and then 32 in the Super Bowl. Eli got his shit out of the way. his crap out of the way first.
Definitely.
In a shutout loss to Carolina in 2005, 10 of 18, 55% completion, 113 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a 35% quarterback rating. Rough. And we were not. It was like, damn it.
That was painful to watch.
And that's like a quarterback away, right? Eli, go to San Diego. You should have gone. And then I also looked at. I didn't go to wide receiver because I don't know that any of our current wide receivers are gonna
What
mash
about
anything that
Kerry
are.
Collins?
I did not pull Kerry Collins. You want me to pull Kerry Collins in his first ever Giant playoff game?
A lot of people
But
hate that dude, but I don't know. He was good for us.
I mean, he just got this. He just went up against one of the toughest defenses ever in the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
I mean, he annihilated the Vikings.
he was
yeah, it was just that Super Bowl
here we
that
go.
I don't know one was going to beat that team.
Well, Kerry's reputation is now because when they drafted Eli, one day he was okay with it. Hello, Victoria. He was okay with it, and then the next minute he went into the office and screamed that he wants to be traded. So that's why he has that reputation now as being, an asshole. But hey, he took us to a Super Bowl, so
Yeah, he got into a lot of trouble with alcohol and stuff, right? Was that him or no?
well, first was the whole N word
Maybe.
with Carolina. Then we picked him up, and he was pretty good. But yeah, then the alcohol started, and when he went to the Raiders and all that stuff. But he was ready. He was ready to be Eli's mentor to start. And then they brought Kurt Warner, and he had a heart attack. They're like, "No, this is bullshit. I want out of here." And they're like, "What do you mean you want out of here? We just said you're going to be the quarterback." He said, "No, I want out now." So he listened to somebody he shouldn't have listened to, and they said, "All right, goodbye."
Yes.
I mean,
make good choices out there, people.
Yeah, and the Kurt Warner era begun.
Oh yeah. All right. So he for the Giants, his first ever playoff game was against the Eagles in 2001. 20-10 victory, 12 for 19. 63% completion, 125 yards, and a no touchdowns, no interceptions, and an 82 QBR.
No touchdowns, really.
But the next game, that was that game against Minnesota.
41
the last
nothing.
time the Giants 41-0. He has 5 touchdowns. So I guess he made up for it. They had 28 of 39 in that game, 381 yards, 5 touchdowns. Boom. All right, so that's the mixture of first games as a quarterback. Where do you think Daniel Jones is going to lie in there?
Go ahead, Dave. You can go first.
Dave's gonna be like, he's going to throw for 34 yards, rush for 42.
I'm not gonna jinx the man. I think honestly, I mean, if we look at it, Eli set the bar really low in that first game.
Yeah,
so
he sure did.
I don't think he could do worse than that. And this Viking defense has not been great. We already almost beat them. So I feel like he should be, I don't think he's going to throw 100 and something, like 175 yards. I think he'll throw a little bit more than that. I think he'll get in the 200 range, maybe 1 touchdown. I'm hoping Saquon is able to, provide him some help, because then that's going to open up the game for him.
Yeah, and Vikings are next to last in the league in rush defense this year. That's why the thought was Barkley was going to go off that last game, especially in like fantasy, where people were like, "Oh, it's the Vikings. He's going to 3 touchdowns, 150 yards," and maybe he saved that for the playoffs. Maybe,
I hope so.
Maybe he did.
Fingers crossed.
Now, running back. So we'll hit. I popped up 3 running backs. If we want to look at anybody else, we can. So Tiki, his very first playoff game was in '97 against Minnesota. That's a bad minute. That's that choke job. 23-22. He had 17 carries for 29 yards. Nice job, Tiki. Way to do it. 3 targets in the passing game, only 3 catches, 31 yards there. No touchdowns. So that was his. Tiki in the playoffs did. Nothing in 2000. He was 35, 69, and 49. No touchdowns. He didn't get his first playoff touchdown until 2002 against the Niners in another 1-point loss.
Oh, that fucking game.
Yep.
Well, it's a good thing Tiki retired.
39-38. What'd you say?
I said it's a good thing Tiki retired earlier.
I remember fighting with actual friends of mine because when the Giants were blowing that game against the 49ers, I blamed them. I was like, if you would just shut the fuck up and stop fucking... We were ready to go. We were ready to go to blows. We were ready to go. And when the 49ers won, I said, it's your fucking fault. It's your fuck. I was so mad at that game.
Nice.
Then I calmed down. I was like, sorry, man. Sorry.
Heat of the moment. Yeah.
Heat of the moment. I blamed everybody but the team. I was like, all right.
I also pulled Brandon Jacobs. Jacobs in his first real playoff game with the Giants was in 2007 against Tampa. 13 carries for 34 yards, a touchdown, and also a receiving touchdown. So 2 touchdowns in that game at a Jacobs, and then Bradshaw in the same game, same number of carries. Remember how that worked in tandem back then. 17 carries, 66 yards, no touchdowns, and a couple catches. I mean, that's what we had back then, right? The change of pace. So that's up over a little bit up over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns out of your running back position, and we'll surely take that this year. If it was last year, or somehow we snuck into the playoffs, then I'd be like, we need Saquon, or when he was healthy, we need Saquon to rush for 5 touchdowns. Jones can only throw the ball 12 times. Just so. All right. Any other running backs you guys want to look up? You want to look up?
Who was our running back when we?
Keith Elias. Elias. Remember Keith Elias, the flea? Remember that guy?
Yeah.
The flea. What about Otis Anderson or Rodney Hampton?
I pulled up Dave. I pulled up Dave Meggett.
Ooh, Dave Meggett.
In his biggest playoff game, it was in 90. It was the game against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game in 90. Before they beat Buffalo, he had 10 carries for 36 yards and that's it.
Well, he was just special teams then.
Yeah,
he was just.
They must have used him as a change of pace there. He had 10 carries.
Oh, that year we had like 4 running backs. Like, you wouldn't know who's coming in until
it was like the Patriots.
Yeah,
recently, not this year. Did you say Otis? Otis.
I can't call him OJ anymore.
That's what I was thinking.
One guy ruined that nickname for everybody. Remember Seinfeld when he wanted her boyfriend to change his name? She said, "Oh, you should change your name to OJ Rifkin. It would be great." Fast forward a year later, nope.
Rashard Jennings.
By the way, I didn't answer the question before. I think Daniel Jones will have 2 touchdowns. 1 shitty interception. Oh
yeah, you threw it to Dave.
He's going to get a shitty interception at at one point because it's just the Giants and it's the playoffs, and that's what happens. Off Richie James' hands or something like that. And
that's what it's going to be.
Yes, absolutely. He's too careful now. Like you even said, Dave, he don't take enough risks. Maybe, but I think he's over careful now as far as throwing that ball. But they designed the offense around him now. That's why I think he doesn't throw picks anymore. Not like he used to. They move in the pocket, which you got to do, which is fantastic. So I think 2 passing, 1 running, an interception, 230. I'll give him 230.
You think he's going to get 3 touchdowns?
3 touchdowns. Yep.
Why not?
He's
got the legs.
I would take that. I would put the house on under that.
Okay. Bet your house.
Whoa. What about a tattoo, Dave?
Want to move that tattoo? Want to move that tattoo up to this game?
Move it up real quick.
I'll call my guy tomorrow and say I need this spot open Monday, ready to go.
We agreed the tattoo is if he wins the Super Bowl, right? Not
Yeah,
just
yes. No, he has to win it. I said it
If
has
the
to be a
Giants win the
miracle.
Super Bowl and he's playing.
Okay,
Yes.
just had to confirm for out there, everyone hearing. They gotta win.
And I showed Dave today what it's going to be. It's going to be a dime with his face on it. And it's going to say Dimes. Yep.
It's gonna be great, and you could do it in Giants colors. It's gonna look great.
Can I just get him tripping?
You can.
At the end of an 80-yard run, sure.
It's all right. We still scored on that drive. I'm all right.
And what did you say? You said, Dave, you said one touchdown total, or what did you say? One rushing and one passing.
No, I think he'll have two.
Okay.
I don't know if
So
he'll
it's
have a rushing one though.
it's not too far off. It's not like you said 4. 5,
I think he's definitely
6.
getting one of each. He's getting a run and he's getting a pass. We'll see.
Could be, especially since their run defense is bad. That would be smart of them to do. Use legs.
Oh yeah, that's what they should do. You know they're going to have plenty of design runs, draws, all that kind of crap going on.
We got into a different conversation here. Who was I looking up?
Otis
Anderson. Otis Anderson. Dave, where are you going to get the tattoo, Dave? On your arm?
I don't know where the hell I would want Danny Dimes on my body. I feel like I would have to get it on my back because I don't ever want to see that man's face.
Yeah, but if he just won you a Super Bowl, are you still going to be on his ass? That's the whole point. So the whole point of the tattoo is not to humiliate. It's for you to make amends to Super Bowl champion Daniel Jones. It has nothing to do with punishment.
It's acknowledging him.
Yes, that's exactly what. I'll even get it with you, but different colors. Different colors, though. I'm not gonna have matching tattoos.
Different colors.
I'll have to switch it up a little bit. Switch it up a little bit. I'll get it in the palm of my hand. I'll say, anybody want a dime? Hold it up like that.
I don't know what's
Do we
going
praise
on
Trent Dilfer for winning a Super Bowl?
Football Reference. Something's going on with Pro Football Reference. Not
Well, that's
coming up with any-
that's my point too. If Trent Dilfer can win a Super Bowl, anybody can. Any quarterback can.
Yeah.
If you have a defense like them. Joe Flacco. Both Ravens quarterbacks sucked. Who won the Super Bowl? Both of them.
Oh my
sucked.
God! And then Flacco gets this massive payday.
He was awful. He was
Why? Because he could throw the ball
was that?
75 yards with no accuracy.
He could just get lucky. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was his. I'm not going to say anything about his arm. His arm was ridiculous, but that contract didn't he get 125 million?
Ridiculous. Giants just stepped into like a buzzsaw that year. So Joe Flacco, Trent Dilfer.
All right, so from here, I want to go into some props. I want to talk about some over-unders that Vegas is putting
Oh boy.
on our guys here. So for passing yards, that you guys brought you in the 200s, both of you said. So the over-under right now for passing yards for Daniel Jones is 241.5.
Okay, I like that.
I said 220, 230.
And no matter what you think of, no matter what you think, Vegas knows what's happening here. Doesn't matter how, if you like struggle mightily to figure out what you want to do. Either way, that's gonna wind up at like 238 yards or 200 or blow past it. It's always stupid. It's ridiculous. Kirk Cousins is 272.5. So not fun. That's not my boy.
Yeah, Jefferson's going to
He's
have
the enemy.
Jefferson's going to have 250 of it. and their tight end's going to have the rest with a touchdown. Guaranteed.
Hawk, yeah, he's gonna have. That's who you got to stop, honestly.
Yeah.
Hawkins. Oh my God.
He's the guy you got to stop.
What they trade him for?
Peanuts.
Yeah, but look, it worked out because the Lions were on a run and almost made it, and Minnesota got their tight end. So I think it was an even deal.
Well, there was a stat out there today that when Jefferson puts up over 100 yards, the Vikings are like 10-1 or something, whatever the record is. And then if it's under 90 yards, they're 3-3. And he's got a QBR way down. So as Jefferson goes, so go the Vikings, it seems.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to receiving. Let's look at receiving yards, because where is by the way, Stephen A. Smith, not that he's wrong, but he was making fun of all our receivers today. He was like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Not that he's wrong, but I did take exception. Like he's picking on Bellinger. He was like, Daniel Bellinger.
The guy with one eye?
His rookie year. He's got one eye. It's like a pirate. He's like, I don't want to be a pirate.
I love guys who never played the game call out other players. I love it.
So Jefferson's over-under is 97.5. Let me see what's our highest guy. Our highest guy.
What 56 yards?
Isaiah Hodgins. No, Slayton.
Slayton. No, I would say Hodgins with 60.
Slayton is 51.5.
Ooh.
Hodgins is 44.5.
With 3 touchdowns, hopefully.
And they think Daniel Jones is throwing to who? He's going to go 240?
Terzio.
What about Kenny Golladay? What Golladay? 22?
Galladay's not on this list.
Exactly.
Hey, he could be the David Tyree. I'm glad if he could go ahead and be David Tyree.
Listen, all is forgiven. All is forgiven if he goes. Look, listen, if you get the Kenny Golladay from Detroit, he can go on a serious run here, because he was a beast there. That's the reason why I was excited about him here.
All he needed was that one touchdown, those couple catches to, maybe, that momentum shift.
Maybe this is it. Unlock him.
Thursday, I wish. We got to check the petty cash on that one. If I could compete with the Saudis. Richie James, 47.5. I missed him.
How many drops? 7 drops,
7 for 7 last time.
I like it.
Okay, so that's that. And then is Irv Smith back? Yeah. Because he's on. I mean, not that he's gonna. They're not sitting Hawkinson for Smith.
You know how I'd fix Richie James, by the way, when he's punt returning. Every yard that he takes a step backwards, he's fined $500. That'll teach him not to run 8 yards back to try to gain 50. Every yard you run backwards, $500 fine for every yard. He'll never run backwards again.
I don't know.
I think every player should have that.
Why do they all think that they can that helps?
Every team should do it. Every team. He'll be like, plus how much money is he making this year? He's not making that's a lot of money for him. $500. Yeah. I'm going to run straight forward. And if you have the ball in one hand, that's another $500. Start fighting these guys for stupid play, and you'll see a big difference.
Punishment. Like when you you put a little kid in the corner, he's never gonna do it again.
Yes.
If he does do it again, you put him back until he learns.
An athlete, how do you hurt an athlete? Money. You hurt him with money.
It's like Sprewell. Was it Sprewell? How am I supposed to feed my family on this contract?
Yeah.
Okay. In Minnesota. What was it? 4 years, like $80 million.
You can feed up 3 or 4 countries with that amount of money.
Yes.
And he's worried about his family.
All right, so rushing yards. Dalvin Cook is 7.5, and Saquon is 71.5. When it comes to the quarterback, Kirk Cousins is 1.5.
Like 1.5 yards?
Yeah, what is like? You win that on a QB sneak?
That's your boy. That's your boy right there.
Even sliding, you get like 3. I mean, really.
Wow.
I'm assuming he's gonna get sacked like crazy.
I hope so.
That's what we hope, baby.
A lot.
Jones is at 40.5.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then passing touchdowns. Daniel Jones. Oh, that's at least. Let me see if there's an over under on. There we go. Jones is 1.5, and Cousins is 1.5.
There's around what we were saying, like two.
Two true damn things. But
Well,
that's passing. It's just passing.
And Saquon has 230 for 2 touchdowns and
Wait, is there a rushing touchdowns here?
60 catching out of the backfield. I would love it. Love it.
Oh, I don't see a
Yes, have a
rushing
big
touchdown.
game.
I just see.
What about like defensive stats? They predict like sacks or anything?
Interceptions. Oh yeah, they should throw that, right? What is the over under for Cousins to throw an interception? Sure, there's got to be 1.5.
It's got to be at least.
It's
playoff time. This is where he shines, and by shines I mean for the other team.
Don't talk about the boss's guy like that.
Sacks. They're only showing one player right now, and it's Daniel Hunter for Minnesota. I don't know if they wait later on in the week to add these guys on here. Looking for any other later, Terzio.
Terzio, you leaving already?
He's got to go. He's got to pick up the wife.
I don't think he likes us anymore. We don't see him anymore.
Interceptions. I think this is the same for every quarterback. I think it's the same for every quarterback. I think it's all set at 0.5.
Interesting.
So it's either they do or they don't, basically. Carries, but no, I don't see rushing touchdowns for some reason on here.
We'll have 3. 2 by Saquon, 1 by Jones.
Big blue losers.
Okay, Terzio.
Whatever, Terzio.
Now, right
14.
Now, right away, I don't miss you anymore. See how quick that was? see how quick that happens?
Damn, just like that. Leonard Williams, Ojulari, and Adoree Jackson all expected to play.
Yeah, baby.
That was one of the big things. And here's the biggest thing is, and Bill Simmons talked about it over the weekend. We thought this would have been the case anyway. The line right now is -3. The money's going on the Giants. This is like up every show you put on. They're jinxing the hell out of the Giants. Upset alert. Should the Vikings be on upset alert? Can Daniel Jones get it done? Will Cousins, lose the? Will he be the cause of a loss again? All that stuff, and a lot of praise going on the Giants. A lot of praise on Dayball, turning Daniel Jones around, being smart enough, at least as a coach, to develop a scheme that can allow Daniel Jones to do what he's been doing.
Exactly.
And the line playing better, not perfect by any means, but there's been instances where there's been a hole or two. The pocket has been cleaner, as Timmy was saying earlier.
See, that's where I was going to jump on Dave's side and say he's not playing. The scheme that he's in is helping him play as good as he's been playing.
All about the scheme,
which is honestly, how does every team not do that? Don't expect your guy to go out there and just do, be a quarterback, throw this. No, you got to do what you got. You got to take what you have and use it, and that's why the Giants are in the playoffs this year, because Dayball came along with the 2 coordinators and said, we have nobody to throw to. We're going to have to get this. And our line's still a little suspect. We got to keep Jones moving in the pocket. We got to keep him moving. I love those. Every throw where he's rolling, I love it. I love it. I love every one of those plays.
He's accurate as hell on those. It was like Eli on the play action. Eli play action was amazing.
And I think his internal clock is okay. But sometimes, like I said, when a guy gets beat so quick, in his head, he's like 1,000. Wham! Oh, that should have been a lot. I should have had a lot more time. But sometimes, shit just happens.
And
no,
that hasn't happened nearly as much this year.
No, it hasn't.
That's one thing that normally I've noticed, like obviously the last couple of years where we start off the season and he doesn't get any time, and then towards the end the line gets better. I feel like this season kind of like the line wasn't great, obviously, but we did what we did, and it just has progressively gotten better throughout the season. They know how to like work, what to do for him, what to do for like Saquon. So I think that's gonna help him out a lot.
Yeah, chemistry on the team has been great. I just saw Terzio's prediction on the score, 27-14. How dare you, Terzio? How dare you?
What
do we predict the Jets are going to do next week?
Oh, what channel are the Jets going to be on, I wonder?
Yeah, way to draft that quarterback.
Oh, man. Did you hear what he said?
They wasted 8 years on their last 2 quarterbacks. 8 freaking years.
He said they asked him if how's it going to be if they bring in a veteran quarterback. So like let's say they sign Carr and he comes in the Jets. He said he's going to make his life hell through camp and whatnot.
How?
He's got ball. I don't know.
If I can quote Rudy, he's 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. What is that little shit going to do to like a David Carr? Nothing. He ain't going to do anything to that guy. What are you talking about? Was he going to bang your mom?
There's a rock to do that.
He's going to play the mental game.
So how's your mom doing? That's all he can possibly do. He ain't going to get physical with the guy. Derek Carr laughed at him. Dude, I'll piss on you. What are you talking about?
Oh, man.
And it's funny because earlier this year, the Jets fans were like, all right, we found our quarterback. And look how quickly things change. And this is what I was going to say before when you guys were talking about, building a scheme. It reminds me of, Phil Jackson. And throughout his career, he had the triangle, ran the triangle offense with the Bulls. Great success. Ran the triangle offense with the Lakers. Great success. Tried to do the same thing with the Knicks without the key components of the triangle offense, and we all know the rest. So
you can't do that on center.
You can't no center. That was when I don't want to talk about that. So like how cursed are the Knicks that Phil Jackson comes and does his thing, and they still can't get the shit together. So that's the importance of how many, in the last 3 years of Brady in New England, we were talking about, is it the quarterback or is it the coach? Is it the scheme or, what is it? So it's always, even with the greatest of all time, it's always a thought in the back of your mind. Was it really him or was it really the scheme that Belichick put together, or the coaching staff put together?
Joe Montana?
The 49ers put together.
Joe Montana? Yeah, okay.
All right. Let's get to it, guys. Sunday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. I'm nervous already because now we're in it. We're here. We're there. What do you we didn't talk about Barkley. What do you think Barkley's going to do? So the over-under on him is 71. That doesn't mean anything for what our predictions could be. Do you think he hits the 100-yard mark?
Go ahead, Dave. You go first.
I'll say he goes over the 71, but I'll say he doesn't get more than 85 yards. He gets a touchdown, I'll say.
Yeah, I think he's going to be used a little bit more out of the backfield catching. I still like 70, 75, 80 yards. I like that with another 30, 40, 50 maybe catching, which I think is what they should use him for. But they need to get him going. He had a slow last couple games. He really wasn't too relevant. He had the clinching touchdown against the Colts, but, it's the Colts, even though their defense line was awesome. Once you get past that defensive line, their defense is crap.
Yeah.
So, but he needs to really step it up now. I know he had a great year, a comeback year, might be comeback player of the year, all that crap, but he didn't have a good second half. So hopefully we get first half Saquon, not second half Saquon. I hope they devise a scheme to get him going because that's what you need. Take the pressure off Daniel Jones right away. Then easy peasy. Well, not easy peasy, but we still got Jefferson out there. But
I don't know. You don't think Dable will first couple plays just okay? Daniel Jones, go ahead and throw it.
I don't know. I don't know what goes on in that. I don't know what goes on in that guy's head sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if the first play was a double reverse flea flicker. I wouldn't be surprised. the way Dayball is, I have no idea what that guy's head. But
typical Giants, in back in the day, it would we already know. You know how they always say that we've already got the first 15 plays are already planned out. This is our game plan, first 15, and like 12 of the first 15 was a run, for the Giants. And then the other 3 were, 3-step drop, 6-yard dump offs.
Yep.
So, but he's a different breed. This guy, he's a different type of a coach. He might let loose on the very first way. He might send Golladay on a go route.
Go up and grab it.
Imagine that, Daniel Jones to Golladay on a 75-yard bomb to open up the game.
Let it be Washington. You want to know why? Let it be Washington because if it's Golladay and he drops that ball, morale goes. If Washington would have dropped the ball, it's like okay, we got it. Don't worry about it. We're still good. Galladay's like, wah. That's all you're gonna hear.
It's like, all right, come over here and sit down right next to me over here on the bench.
Down,
good job. Good effort.
Yeah, sit down next to the third-string punter from you never heard of before and take a seat.
And speaking of the coaches, they're both 2 rookie head coaches into the playoffs. And it's the 4th time ever that's happened in the history of the NFL. So rookie coaches doing their thing this year. I was looking to see. You talked about Washington, them bringing in. I mean, I don't know that he's played. Has he played since? When was the last time he played?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know any of these guys are playing right now.
James.
Let me tell you something. When I see a guy come on, it's like, oh, that's a catch by blah blah. I'm like, who? Who?
By blah blah.
Who is that? Like, we have that guy.
First few games.
Yeah. That's a real player. I didn't know that we had that guy. So I'm gonna be surprised if that pops up this weekend.
Last week's game was like, who's that?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And then it was like, oh, I know that. That's Kenny Golladay. He got a catch.
and just to hear, like in the post game show or pregame, whatever it was, or maybe it's halftime, probably post game, but just to hear them saying, oh yeah, like the third stringer is like Kenny Golladay, and I'm like, wow. This guy like over 1,000-yard seasons with Detroit, and then here he gets his bag and he
highest paid third stringer in the league.
4 years, $72 million. I don't know what he was doing, but they were interviewing Bill Parcells, and they were asking him what Dayball should do, and he just basically said, keep doing what you're doing. You have to continue to be yourself in the playoffs. That's what we're supposed to do. And then this was his statement on how the Giants shouldn't lose. Giants have to keep from losing to the Giants in this game. How do the Giants lose to the Giants? You get a lot of penalties, turn the ball over, you get a kick blocked, miss a lot of tackles, you don't capitalize in the red zone. That's how you lose to the Giants. I would tell them don't lose to them. So that's Parcells.
That's every team.
Parcells just said, don't lose to yourselves.
Don't make any mistakes whatsoever, period. That's all I had to say.
Did he say how they could win?
He said he needs to pull out all the stops as if there's no tomorrow. He goes, I'm not trying to make this dramatic here, but it's just sound coaching to review some aspects that are not highly practiced. So if there's anything of a trick variety, like a double flea flicker that Timmy said, like a fake punt or a fake field goal, I would go back and review those with the whole team. I tell them, listen, I'm going to do everything I can to win this game. These situations might come up.
Well, see,
I
and
mean,
this
it's
is where
nothing.
we're going to see the rookie coaches because we played them already. It was a close game. It was decided by a ridiculous field goal. We should have won that freaking game. This is where we're going to see who the better coaches are because who's going to make the adjustments? Who sees something that we didn't see the first time, or vice versa? You know what I mean? That's where this game is going to be won, honestly. And like I said, if he sees an opportunity for a double reverse flea flicker, he'll probably do it.
Yeah.
First play of the game, maybe. You don't know. It's just trying to catch him off guard. Only problem is we don't have a guy fast enough for a double reverse flea flicker. So can't do that. Don't do that play, Dable. Don't do it.
I mean,
Let
James is
Saquon throw it to
fast.
Daniel Jones. Saquon to Daniel.
Do you trust? Yeah, let Daniel Jones run and Saquon throw. Maybe that'll be a good way to do it.
Whatever works by
Hey,
any
if it
means
works,
necessary.
I don't give a shit who scores. I don't care if the defense puts up 21.
Oh yeah,
I don't give a shit who scores. I hope the punter scores all our touchdowns. I don't give a shit.
I heard there was a funny thing. If I save it for unsportsmanlike conduct tomorrow, I'll forget about it. But they were talking. They brought up a question on ESPN. I think it was First Take this morning, and they asked what's the mindset when you have, and this is where the joking comes around, Dave. What's the mindset of defenses out there when you have a guy like if Baker Mayfield was in a very important game, or they mentioned Mac Jones and I don't remember who else they mentioned, but and it was what's his name that I like? What's that guy's dude's name that I always mention?
From First Take?
Yeah, no, he's not always on First Take. Spears. But what's his Marcus Spears? I know he played for the Cowboys, but seems like a good dude. But he was like the mindset is, oh damn, we gotta get these people off of the field. We gotta turn the ball over. We gotta score on defense. When you're talking about having a shaky, subpar quarterback, I just wanted to bring that up today before.
I mean, Baker won, one of his last playoff games. So he beat the Steelers.
By the way,
tough defense.
You're allowed to like one former Cowboy, just one.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one.
I like Darryl Johnson, the Moose. So it's okay to like one. It's okay to like one guy.
Swagoo, that's his name. Swagoo. He's just funny to me, and I think he's not like this uppity guy, and I don't know, and he's funny. What was that?
Deion doesn't count, right?
Well, he was a Cowboy and a 49er and a Falcon and
a baseball player
and a Yankee and a Brave and a.
So he doesn't count, right?
No,
did you see that? Did you hear about that? That he reached out to the Bengals and they never called him back. He wanted to stay. He wanted to stay in Cincinnati for both football and baseball when he was with the Reds.
Really?
Can you imagine? This is a team that doesn't call you back. That's the worst. All right, it's go time, people. Go time. Let's go round robin here. Let's get some scores. Let's get some scores here. I'm gonna start with Dave on this one.
I mean, Terzia had a pretty good score there.
Yeah, if you reverse it.
I feel like this is gonna be one of these another close game where
I do too.
Come down to that field goal or extra point, going for two situation. I'm gonna hate it the entire time.
Second, remember that easy Colt game? Never again. Never again.
Remember, when we were just going to Lambeau and beat Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. Not this time.
So I'm gonna go 28-24. No, 28-26. I don't want to jinx this, but let's go Giants.
Yeah.
I hate that everyone's on our side right now.
I know, I do too.
The entire season, no one was on our side. Now, all of a sudden, playoffs, they're like, oh, you know what? Let's go for the Giants.
By the way, the Giants have beaten the spread, or they're 10-3 against the spread, in the last 13 games or whatever. This is the line. I wonder if it's going to go to 2.5, or they don't trust the Vikings. They don't trust the Vikings. By the way, they don't trust the Vikings because they're home on their home turf, champions, great record, everything,
it's
and
a
it's only
playoff
3.
game, and they have a kicker. That's why they don't trust them.
Right. That's why I don't know that it's going to go to. That's why I don't. I think it'll stay at 3 because 2.5. Then you allow the field goal victory. 28-26 Giants victory predicted by Dave. Timmy, what you got?
I also have a 1-point victory for the New York Giants. 24-23 Giants.
I have the widest margin of victory to 3.
Let's go with you. Let's go with you.
So it's only 3 though. 27-24. Was that the? I wrote that down. Was that that was the final in our game opposite though, right? That'll be sweet revenge.
No, revenge would be we win 9-0 on 3 field goals. That would be fucking revenge. It's like take your 3 61-yard field goals to win the game. Suck it, Minnesota.
No, because they will be like, you see, Jones needed the kicker to
I mean, we say that Brady needed
but it's
Vinatieri.
poetic. It's just poetic justice. It's poetic justice to win that way.
Yes. All right, so the 3 of us have the Giants, and tomorrow we'll do the rundown of the rest of the games. We'll do our world famous picks for Wild Card Weekend. Any closing? God, I wish we 1 point game, 2-point game, 3-point game. Yeah, I don't know. We've been through the playoff thing before, so we know. You get put through the ringer in that thing. Timmy, any closing remarks? Words of encouragement
to the Giants? The one good thing about this is no one expected us to be here. None of us 3 expect. Only Keith picked them to be anywhere near the playoffs.
Yes.
I don't feel the pressure that I should be feeling, but because it's the Vikings and the history of them we have with them in the playoffs, the back and forth, and us getting screwed in those games, I really want to destroy them. But if we don't win, knock on wood and whatever else you want to knock on, I won't be too crazy, but I want to fucking beat them. I want to fucking beat them. I want to beat them, and I want to beat them. I want to beat them by 61 yards. I want to beat them. So that's all I'm going to say.
Dave?
I'll continue on Timmy's words there. I feel like if we get, if we knock on wood, if we do happen to lose this game, I wouldn't be as upset as I've been in the past before when we lose playoff games. It's, new coach, Daniel Jones, Saquon, like all guys, a bunch of guys who have never been in the playoffs. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't be super disappointed or mad. I'm happy they made it there. It's been so many years. And I did something today. I'm sure you guys didn't notice. I've noticed the last couple of times that I've come on and, bet on the Giants. If I wear blue, they lose. So I'm wearing purple.
Ah.
You're on mute, Timmy.
You're on mute, Timmy.
I'll take your word for it because it looks blue, but okay.
It's purple.
Okay,
I can see the purple, but I can see the blue too. Well, on the screen, the guys wear red, orange, you never can tell. But that's good. That's a nice that's very well done, Dave.
Oh, and let me say one more thing too. Fuck you, Tiki Barber, because literally yesterday he was up our ass about how we're not even a real team, how we're not a threat, no one's afraid of us, we have no this, we have no that. But today, all of a sudden, the Giants can win this game. They can. You know what, dude? Fuck off already. I just started to forgive you for all your other bullshit, and you ruined it again. You ruined it. You know what? Fuck you, Tiki. That's all I'm gonna say. That's gonna be my name next week. Fuck you, Tiki.
Fuck you, Tiki.
If we win, fuck you, Tiki. That's gonna be my name next week.
So would Tiki be one of the giant greats that we really don't like afterwards?
But it's his fault.
I know, but I know it is. I'm saying it's just one of those greats. You're like, man, shut the F up. No one wants to hear you say anything anymore.
But you forgive him for the Eli stuff, and then he dumps his 9-month pregnant wife for a younger chick, and you're like, dude, really? I understand it's not football related, but you're not even a human being if you do something like that. You're fucking out here. How do I say, hey, good job, man? We New Jersey on. You dumped your 9-month pregnant wife for a younger chick. How do you do that? And be proud of it. It's like, all right, you know what? That's none of my business. I'll start to forgive him for that too. Boom. Giants suck this. Giants suck that. Eli still sucks this. You know what, Tiki? Go fuck yourself. You don't even deserve to be in the Ring of Honor. Go with your brother somewhere and go to fucking Tampa Bay somewhere and die.
Learn how to carry a football.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for that coach you criticized taught you how to carry a ball.
Yeah.
So shut your mouth.
He's tough on us. Remember all that crying out of that team with Coughlin?
Yeah.
All the crying. Strahan was one of them, and then now he loves him. All right. So we'll stress out together, in unison on Sunday at 4:30 when the Giants play their first playoff game since 2016. Holy crap! There it is. There it is.
We apologize, FCC, if you're watching.
Yes. I'll take the fine. It's worth everything. But if you tell me it's for Tiki Bar, I'm like, oh no, we'll forgive you.
Yeah, we're good.
We hit that guy too.
That guy show sucks, so we'll let it go.
Send it on to the fan. We just send the fan on the fine to the fan. That's funny.
It's like he sucks.
WFAN is a radio station in New York. For those of you that don't know. All right, so that'll do it for us today. And then day by day, we'll keep you updated in the We Stomped You Out group on Facebook, part of the Pop Culture Pros podcast network. We'll keep you posted on everything that's going down. We'll get some updates on Sunday. We'll ask for your scores. And then we will suffer through what is very, very likely to be a very, very close game throughout. And we'll see who's got the big balls. See who's got the them big balls. All right, that'll do it. Peace out, everybody. Until next week, when we hopefully are discussing a Giants victory. If not, we'll recap the season and then punt it until late August. See what I did there, Dave?
See what you did there.
All right, peace out, everybody.